Rich strike. After the miracle, winning the Kentucky Derby is supposed to change everything. For Rich Strike, it did, but not in the way the world expected. After the shock settled, headlines spread across the globe. Analysts replayed the race again and again, trying to explain the impossible. An 80-1 long shot. A last-minute entry. A breathtaking charge through traffic. Rich Strike had delivered the greatest upset in Derby history. But once the cameras turned away, reality returned. The pressure was immediate. Fans wanted answers. Critics wanted proof. Was Rich Strike a once-in-a-lifetime miracle or a true champion ready to dominate the Triple Crown? Trainer Eric Reed knew the truth was more complicated. Rich Strike was never built for hype. He wasn't trained to chase expectations. He was a horse that thrived on patience, rhythm, and perfect timing. The Derby had been exactly that perfect timing. As the Preakness Stakes approached, the racing world held its breath. Many expected Rich Strike to return and confirm his greatness. Others predicted reality would catch up with him. But fate had other plans. Rich Strike would not run in the Preakness. The decision shocked fans. Social media exploded. Some called it fear. Others called it wasted opportunity. But Eric Reed saw something different: responsibility. Rich Strike had given everything at Churchill Downs. His Derby run wasn't just fast. It was physically demanding and mentally intense. Pushing him back onto the track too quickly could risk his future. This wasn't about trophies anymore. It was about the horse. Instead of rushing into history again, the team chose patience. Training resumed quietly. No spotlight. No rush. Rich Strike returned to being what he had always been: a horse learning, growing, and listening to his body. And that choice revealed something rare in modern racing: respect. Months later, Rich Strike returned to competition. The magic didn't repeat instantly. Some races were strong. Others were disappointing. The critics returned quickly. They said the Derby was a fluke. But miracles don't need repetition to be real. Rich Strike had already done what millions of horses never would. He had seized his one moment perfectly. What many failed to understand was that Rich Strike's legacy wasn't about dominance. It was about possibility, about timing, about belief. In barns across America, small trainers and overlooked horses became symbols of hope. Owners dared to dream again. Fans remembered why they fell in love with racing in the first place. Because sometimes one race is enough. Rich Strike didn't need to become a dynasty. He became a reminder that in a sport ruled by money, breeding, and prediction, heart can still win. And long after the noise faded, Rich Strike stood quietly in the barn, unaware that he had already secured his place in history. Not as the greatest horse of all time, but as the horse who proved that miracles still exist.